Well, hello everybody, and we're back again. Say hi to Shayne Stolz, everybody. Shayne is was a student of mine. I think he started when he was 13, when he was 13 years old with me, and he was growing into this beautiful singer. Got to see him just evolve into this wonderful, wonderful artist, and it was really cool because I got to spend a lot of cool quality time with him too, as well. I got to go to provincials with them and all that kind of stuff, and we have quite a bond, don't we, Shayne? So everybody, welcome, Shayne.
Totally. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I
I'm,
love you,
I love
and
you
I'm
too.
just so glad to be here talking with you
I know
today.
it's kind of like I think sometimes I'm doing this for selfish reasons because I love spending time with my friends. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I wanted to, like it is my 25th year, and I am celebrating, a lot of years of singing and performance. But I think the thing I value the most is the friendships I gained through all that process, and seeing everybody grow into wonderful human beings, So that's including you, Mister. So right now, like before this all the coronavirus had hit, did you what were you doing prior to this whole thing?
Yeah, so I was working a lot, pretty much every single day. Um, and I was singing at a restaurant, actually, here in Toronto, an Italian restaurant called Uncle Tony's. It's a very nice restaurant, and I was singing the classic songs, and I was really enjoying it. It was a really amazing experience. And actually, the last performance before everything sort of happened was like that kind of magical moment when you're performing for people and there's that reaction and that applause and just that feeling of that warmth and reception and the love in the room.
Right.
So, and then it just, we found out that week that what was going on, and that was kind of okay. Well, I'm glad that that was the last performance. It almost did feel kind of like it was that performance that would have been the last night of a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something. It was kind of like, okay, well, I'm glad that that happened, and hopefully we'll be able to go back after. I don't know as of right now, obviously, with what's going on, but it was really wonderful to just be singing out in public and for people, which is definitely not happening right now.
I know. I know.
So
So what are you doing
yeah,
now, Shayne? What's going on with you now?
yeah. So um, well, I think right now it's really important to take care of mental health. Um, for me, at least, during this time. And I've been staying creative and finding creative solutions, I think, right now is of utmost importance, and leaning into joy, the joy in our lives, focusing on what brings us joy if you are laid off or not working right now, um, to focus on what is, how we've been talking about the essential services and the essential things, that are staying open, the essential stores. I think it's also really important to look at what is essential to each of us individually, what is essential in our lives individually. And for me, that has been love, obviously, with family, friends, connecting, staying in touch with people like like right now, this is obviously a joy to me to be able to talk to you and to see your face and etc. Obviously singing, I've made a not made a point, but I think it's just a natural thing where I felt compelled to sing every single day. I mean, I kind of already felt that way, but even more so now, and doing warm up, staying in vocal shape and vocal health. I was beforehand training with Elaine Overholt at Big
Great.
Voice Studios.
Yep.
Yeah, and before all of this as well. And so, and just kind of taking what I've been learning from her and kind of, still applying it for myself, being my own teacher,
Right.
right now, which, has been really nice. Yeah, and just singing what I feel, songwriting, journaling has been something that I feel like has been really good with staying in touch with my own feelings right now.
Absolutely. I
How do
was
you feel?
I
Yeah.
was I was talking to like a friend of mine who I talk to every day, and she gets up and she writes something that she's grateful for every day.
Yes. Oh my God, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
love that.
and it's just
That's,
like it's just like we could always turn to the dark. It's the easiest thing to
yep.
do. It is
Hmm.
always the easiest thing to do. It is really the
Totally.
hardest thing to do.
Especially right now.
Exactly. And the hardest thing to
Yeah.
do, and for a lot of people, is to find that light and that hope and that joy, right? And
Hmm.
it could be just something small that gets them out of it. It could be just the fact of somebody reaching out and understanding and getting through that
Exactly.
moment with them, right? And that's
Totally.
and where are you right now? Are you in Toronto right now?
Yes. Yeah. So I am in Toronto. So yeah, like knowing, that, my family's in Thunder Bay, right?
Right.
So it's but you know, I have to say, yeah, just I love what you said about that gratitude journal. I think that that's so important right now is because you're right. It's hard to kind of get past certain things every day, thinking of what's going on and the reality of things. But there's also, that gratitude for life and being alive and, being able to smile, the small things in life. So, yeah, I found that really helpful for my mental
Okay.
health
Yeah.
in general, to be able to write and to express my feelings um, and have that gratitude for whatever you're kind of leaning into, whatever joy you're leaning into
Right.
right now.
Yep. And I think that's important. But you've always been like that. I mean, you it comes out of your natural DNA, I believe. That's your natural DNA. I think we all like, we were just talking about this, how especially when you're artistic needs an outlet.
Hmm.
It needs a place for it to go to.
Totally.
And if you're not having that stimulus anywhere, like it's going to, it just, it's almost like it crawls inside of you. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, no, I totally.
it does. And I was having like a struggle for 2 weeks there. And it's so
Yeah.
funny about being in touch with your emotions. Like I was saying, and I'm going to quote this because it's going to be a running on theme for all these interviews, but I came up with a really good quote and I'm pretty proud of it. The
Yeah.
tears are there to put the fire out, but the laughter is there
Mm,
to move to move away the storm. And so, like
mm,
we look at tears as not as a weakness, but it's actually quite lethargic, and I'm not
hmm.
lethargic, therapeutic, and
No,
it,
yeah.
it it gives you that ability to just release a lot of this stuff that's inside of you, right? So as much as people joke about
Totally.
it, about it, I am a crier. I've always been, but I cry when I'm joyful. You know, it's all about the
Yeah.
moment. I cry because I'm just feeling so much love. I don't know
Yeah,
where to
you've
put it.
always been you've always been like that, I will say. You've always been,
Nothing changes,
exactly. You've always been
and it gets worse as
totally.
you menopause.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about
This is
that, but
trust me, not
yeah,
a good
I'll
time.
trust you. I will trust you
Not a
on
good time for that. But yeah, and we talk about music being an outlet for that, and but it's not just it's just the fact that music is ability. Like I've always said, music is ability to say things bigger and stronger than words can be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I find
Totally.
that people should gravitate to songs that have hopeful and meaning behind it, not something that will make you feel worse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that music for me has always been a very healing thing. And I've always gravitated towards the songs that you're talking about that have expressed that and the empowering songs or feel good numbers.
Yeah.
Um, but, yeah, it's always been such a good way to express myself, and obviously for you as well. I think you relate to that
Oh yeah.
totally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then knowing that when you do be your authentic self and reveal, your voice or sing your song, that you share with others, you can allow them to do the same and to heal themselves or to feel, healed by that, whatever you're singing or whatever song that you've written or art that you've put out. Art is so important. Art is so important. And, now more than ever, I think.
I think so
right?
too. And I think this, like we were describing this time as being when the world stops for a bit, takes a deep breath.
A slowing down.
Slowing down. It takes a deep breath.
A meditation.
Exactly. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty good being a Canadian right now.
Like, totally.
I
always have felt good about being a Canadian.
But even more so now, because the unified territory that we're finding right now is incredibly encouraging. It makes everybody come together as one, and that's important. Like at this time, somebody was just I don't know if it was in the news today. That's Lisa LaFlemme. Lisa LaFlemme said this today, and I always watch Lisa LaFlemme because I love her, And she had said that people say hi now and mean it. Like you walk down the street and you're 6 feet, you're 6 feet apart from each other, but when you say hi, that actually hi means something, because now that person is not a stranger anymore. Everyone is together on this one.
Exactly. It's a collective trauma that we're all experiencing, a shared situation that we're all going through this. We're all in this together in that way, that we need to be there for one another right now.
Exactly.
We should, and I believe that we always should be there for one another. That's how I've always felt, and I've always thought that way. But now I think, in this situation, more than ever, what you're saying,
Yeah, more than ever, I think. But then again, that's good. With anything that you have, like anything that brings something of darkness of some sort, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining, right?
Totally. Jan Arden, in one of her concerts that I watched, said, I think she's also tweeted it before, but I love Jan Arden. Speaking of a Canadian, that's amazing.
Yes.
That there's always good that comes out of bad. And it's exactly what you're saying. And so in this situation, I think it's an opportunity for us to make a kinder, better world environment for one another, to be better people, and just kinder, etc. Just nicer.
Exactly. And
be there for each other. And
if you really take that mindset with every day when we're going through this, then you always know there's really some hope. There's always hope, and then that will just make it even magical and better when this all becomes a new normal. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think what you were saying too is, taking it day by day is really important right now.
Yes.
And to be there for yourself and live in the moment every day, really be mindful of what you're doing every day, and to not put, I have found, to not put pressure on myself to be productive or to be, I was working every day before this, doing things, etc. And then this happened, and it's like, you do have to take that moment to slow down, take a breath, do what is essential for you, and to take that time to really be there for yourself. First of all, I think you need to be there for yourself before you can be there for others. Absolutely. Right? And so
it's a trending thought, because everybody I've interviewed up to this date has actually said that. That's
amazing.
It's kind of funny how this all intertwines with each other. But the fact remains, like, I would feel guilty because I'm a workaholic.
Yes.
And to have a day when I'm binge watching like Ozark all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't want to move. Like, and I mean, like, seriously, that I never had that happen before. And or cook a meal at a normal time. I've done that when my kids are small, and I haven't done that for forever.
Yeah, and I think that, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's okay, and not being hard on yourself for for not, because that's something that I have done in the past before, and I'm sure you may understand that as well. But just that constant need to feel like you need to be in that space of being productive and etc. But sometimes being productive is being still
Yeah.
and meditating and focusing on the things that you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad that everyone's also kind of felt that way so far
just
that has
hilarious
talked to
because
you.
you're
That's
like
great.
the fifth person that said that. It's like hilarious. It's like the common thread. I'm waiting to see if this happens with all the other interviews, because no one's going to see these interviews till it actually appears, right? So
yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's kind of like interesting to see how everyone feels the same,
Yeah.
And it's always kind of cool.
It's like that together alone thing that's going on right now too. We're all like, with ourselves, etc., all in different places, having to stay at home, etc. But I think we're all feeling, the same kind of, well, that's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. How are you connecting with other people though? Have you been doing like group chats and stuff like that?
Yeah. Mainly, and phone calls, texting people, just kind of staying in touch like that. The kind of usual things. Like I feel like before this, even we had social media, etc. Just kind of doing that, and it's been good. I think, I will say that is something to be thankful for. Like I'm thankful that we can do this.
Yes.
Right. Maybe 25 years ago, or I don't know, we wouldn't have been able to do something like this.
That's kind of scary thought, though. Seriously,
yeah,
without the internet, it's a scary thought. And to separate everybody, I think we would have a really indifferent take on it. Sometimes I don't know. I think about the fact that there's a lot of too much stuff on the internet that can make people paranoid, right? Or they can make them very, very cynical or bring a lot of traits out that necessarily would not happen if you didn't have that at your face all the time and in your face all the time, right?
Exactly.
So
and that's the part of the internet that I don't like as well.
No, and you do know that I had a life before the internet, right? I had a life before the internet. I'm older than you are.
Tell me about it.
I did not go through it, I think I was like your age, and then had no internet. I did that. I certainly did. I'm not old. Okay, whatever. But I did have that kind of world too. Remember that. And I think the only thing that I can recall ever when that was happening back then was, I probably witnessed not too much of this. I'm really concerned sometimes. There's a backlash to a lot of things where people don't take ownership enough for things that they say or do, especially on the internet, or even with our world powers. Like there's we have the ability that we need to call on people to be accountable for things that are not right.
Totally, of course. I agree.
And that's when social media can get skewed a little bit, because everybody will pick and choose whatever they want to believe. It's like interpretation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I would say that also when I was growing up, we didn't have social media. I mean, I'm not, but I'm not saying that, oh yeah, whatever, but to me, it's kind of like, it's been an interesting progression to see how it's progressed, I will say.
Yeah.
I think there are negatives, positives, like what you're talking about, I think is definitely a negative side of it, but then I believe that there are positives. I try to just, be positive with it.
I just want to say that I was saying this morning, like I did not watch CNN yesterday because I watched CNN. I do love Chris Como because I have a crush on him. So.
Yes,
I do. I love Chris Como. I'm going to say it out loud. I love Chris Como. But I also did not watch Trump. I did not watch Donald Trump yesterday, and I did not have a panic attack. My heart rate did not go up because I did not watch him yesterday. And it goes to prove a point how much the things that you have to stay away from for your mental health is important.
Totally, exactly. The negative.
Yes, the negativity, the blame game, the whole 9 yards. We are so much stronger when we take accountability and move forward. and
Agreed. I totally
backtrack
agree.
for things that we cannot change at that point. We
Yeah.
change
Oh,
what's
for
now, but we
sure.
can't change what's back then, right?
Totally. Yeah.
And I
No,
think
I
that's the
totally agree.
message for everybody. I think that's what we have to do. I think we can't look back. We can't.
Hmm.
We can look back and learn, but right now, when we move forward, we take what we learn and we make everything better.
Hmm. I agree
And I
with you.
think that's going to be then the recipe for making this, coming out of this really, really well.
Yeah, and I think it starts today. I think
Yeah,
it starts with every day,
absolutely.
with yourself, making that conscious choice to show up for yourself every single day, to meditate, to lean into your joy, to be there for yourself so you can be there for other people and create. We need to create this. We need to create. We are the ones, we are the creators, we are the artists, we are all creators of our world. And it is up to us to be able to create the better world.
Of
That's
course, of
that's simply
course,
it. Yeah.
of course. And how we do that is just being kind. You know,
Exactly.
just be kind,
Yeah.
because kindness really rules all. Like that's
Yeah. And you've always, I will say, that is something that I learned beyond singing with you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You know, beyond my singing lessons with you, I learned kindness and authenticity and being able to express, the art and love through art. And I'm just so thankful that for you, and and at a time that in my life I really needed that,
Yeah.
and so I think it's so important what you do as
Well,
a
we
teacher.
always joked about that you being my third son. Remember that, right?
Yes. Yep.
We've always joked about that,
It's true.
and we love taking pictures together. That's the way we love
Oh
them.
yeah. I know what we've been talking about has been a little more deep right now, but we're complete when we're together. We're such a, I mean, right now we're even joking, but we always have a great time and are always laughing. And I think laughter is so important right now too.
Oh, I'm a jokester. You got to make light of everything. You have to make light, and that's the thing that I wanted to see this happen. Like I wanted us to talk about this stuff, but I also
Yeah.
want to know
Hmm.
that we're okay and we can laugh, and it
Yes.
is okay. And laughter is a good endorphin, and we should do it more
Hmm.
often.
Oh, of
And give
course. Yeah.
ourselves a break. Give ourselves a break and say, yeah, we could be goofy, we could be crazy. It's part of that process. I have no problem with that. I've been doing that for 56 years. Well, I really,
Wow.
yeah, until I was aware of it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's so true.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the laughter that we've shared has been very healing. And I think it is healing for a lot of people to laugh and to find those things to laugh at, or to, make you smile even, and, watching cute little videos or whatever kind of creates
Well,
that kind of a space for you.
there you go. And I think that's the rule. I think every day you should find something that makes you smile and makes you laugh, because then
Yes.
that will always just trump everything else. No pun intended.
Yes, we don't want to use that word.
I don't like that word now. Word does not mean anything
I
anymore.
know.
You know what? We
Yes.
want it to be much more uplifting. Let's do an uplifting.
Exactly. Yeah.
No Trump. No Trump. Anyway, this has been wonderful, my friend. I want you to go home and share, make a video for us to share your musical talents with us, so we can share it on social media. Okay. And I know you got music out there, and I know you're working hard, and always so wonderful to see you, because I love you so much. And
I love you too.
thank you for all your positive energy and everything. So I bid you
Thank
adieu,
you
my friend.
too.
Okay, I love you. Stay safe, okay?
Okay, love you. You too. Stay safe.
Okay, love
Love
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.